Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we'll do a walk around on a 777. So here you will see the arrival of the aircraft, and I will talk you through the walk around once the arrival is done. This 777 is just arriving at gate Juliet 17 at the Miami International Airport, and it's coming out of Charles de Gaulle Paris. Once the marshaller has stopped the airplane on the right position, you'll see me walking up to the nose gear and connecting with my headset so I can communicate with the flight crew. So before I connect with the headset to the flight interphone of the aircraft, I'm waiting here for the aircraft to be chocked. When I am talking to the crew, I will give them an indication that the chocks are in place, and at that moment they will release the parking brake. I will then state that the aircraft and the chocks are holding and the aircraft is stable, and I'll wait for that clear runs to approach with the jetways and open the doors. Here I will be installing the bypass pin. It's more for the departure, but we don't want to forget that, because during the departure if the bypass pin is not installed and they put hydraulics, it could shear the bolts of the tow bar or damage the nose gear when that happens, and we surely don't want that. So here I'll start my walk around and I'll check the nose area for any damage, the pitot-static probes, the angle of attack if they're still intact. Nose gear, you want to check the wheels if they are not worn to the limit or have any damages. All the bolts are still installed. We don't want to have any leakages or any bent material, damaged doors, and so on. And in the meantime you'll see people hauling some heavy cables. These are the cables to be connected to the panel where the external connections can be connected to the aircraft. You will connect two cables. Yes, we had two connections, and after that then the crew will shut down the APU, the auxiliary power unit. So slowly from the nose you'll see me go to the engine number 2, the right hand engine. On the way I'll check if the surrounding of the forward cargo door is not damaged. Overall, we want to have the airplane not having any structural damage, which is pretty rare. Most of the time it happens when the catering truck drives in it, the high load of the cargo loading, stairs, or you can have some landing. Here I'll be checking the intake lip, if it's not dented, the fan blades that are still in order. Check under the engine that there are no fluid leakages. Some fluids you will see that can come out, and it's mainly fuel. It can drip some fuel here and there, and that's pretty normal. You don't want to see any engine oil, and you don't want to see absolutely no hydraulic fluid coming out of the drain ports of the engine. Check the exhaust, see if all the scoops are still there. Although, if something is missing, the crew will have felt it with vibration, so they'll probably have a serious write-up for that one. On the wingtips, we will check if all the static wigs are still in place. The nav lights are still working. If the nav light wouldn't be on, the transit check doesn't require me to turn them on to check if they are working. But now you see that they're on, and we'll check if both bulbs on each location are working. If not, then I can write it into the book and defer it for home-based replacement. In the wing, we'll check the flaps, the flap track fairings, because these are mainly made of fiberglass, of carbon reinforced plastics. So they when there's an impact, you can see some damages, which happens now and then. Nose gear, for the main gear, we will check for the wheels, of course, if they're not worn, damaged, if all the tie bolts are still there, and hydraulic leakages, and that the brakes are not damaged. Brakes will have a little wear indicator. We look at it, but it can be needs to be flush before the brakes need to be deferred or replaced. As we don't have brakes in Miami, in that case we'll do a deferral in accordance with Mel and deactivate the brake, and then they can replace it at home base. When you deactivate brakes, it will have some takeoff limitations for the aircraft, especially weight, because you have a brake less that can help you stop when you need it. Here we check the tail area, the aft cargo door frames, the bulk cargo door. Here you see the little skid poking out that will prevent on rotation that the aft part of the aircraft hits the runway, and tail strikes can be very damaging for an aircraft. At the newer versions of the 777, you will see them not there anymore, because the flight control system of the 777 have gotten software upgrade, should prevent the pilots from rotating the aircraft into the runway. Although there are still, you see yellow small antenna, and that is the tail skid indicator. So you will have a warning once the tail has hit the runway anyway, and then it's an indication that they hit the runway with the tail after then rotation. Here you see the exhaust of the air-driven pumps for the center hydraulic system, and with that we have the center hydraulic system has two electric pumps, which you don't see, but you will see the exhaust of the air-driven pump. The air-driven pumps will go on when there is a high demand in hydraulics, mainly with landing gear up and down, when the sleds need to be rapidly extended. You will have the ADP will come on. In normal mode they are on standby. It will only come on when there is a demand. Left-hand gear will also be checked, that the wheels are not damaged or worn, brakes are still okay, tire bolts are still in place on the rims of the wheels. No hydraulic leakages, no damages. In the meantime, we also see the yellow hoses now connected to the aircraft, and these are the cool air from the gate that will be pumped into the aircraft. You can see it. So in that way, we don't need the airco system of the airplane running again. These are provided normally with bleed from the engine or the APU. On the ground operations, it will be from the APU. And as the operator likes to have the APU shut down, the ground operation connects the external power for electricity and the ground air conditioning to keep the airplane a little bit cool. Here in Miami, it's not pretty effective at the moment. It's a cool evening, so it shouldn't be any problem to keep the airplane cool, but on the hot days we'll most of the time keep the APU running, because the cabin is becoming hot very fast with the temperatures that we have here. And the number one engine will here be inspected and checked. Again, we don't want to see any damages on the reverser sleeves here, blocker doors. We don't want to have any hydraulics, any fluids coming out of the drain mast of the engine. Check the intake lip. Check the fan blades. And this aircraft looks pretty good. When you walk around, you'll see some damages here and there with this aircraft. They mark them with little stickers, and sometimes even the sticker is gone, but then they will check in the buckle and tent list if the damage is there, and if not, you will have to write it up in the book. And here we come to the end of the walk around, and thank you for watching.